One of the most important things that I think a friend should have is a sense of humor.
One of the most important things that I think a friend should have is a sense of humor.
I like to laugh with my friends.
I like to laugh with my friends.
I like to feel comfortable around my friends.
I like to feel comfortable around my friends.
It is nice to be able to talk and laugh with people who have similar interests.
It is nice to be able to talk and laugh with people we have similar interests.
It is nice to share things with people and learn about their interests.
It is nice to share things with people and learn about their interests.
You become a better person if you are able to learn things from others.
You become you become a better person if you are able to learn things from others.
Life is a journey.
Life is a journey. Life is a journey.
On that journey, you meet many people.
On this journey, you meet many people.
Some of those people will change your life.
Some of those people will change your life.
You have to choose your friends with care.
You have to choose your friends with care.
A good friend is worth more than all the gold in the world.
A good friend, a good friend is worth more than all the gold in the world.
A good friend will make your journey through life more pleasant.
A good friend will make your journey through life more pleasant.
Make friends along the way, and the path through life will be very rewarding.
Make friends along the way, and the path through life will be very rewarding.
A funny thing happened on the way to school.
A funny thing happened on the way to school.
Last Friday it was very windy.
Last Friday it was very windy.
I was walking down the street with my friend John.
I was walking down the street with my friend John.
We were having a difficult time walking against the wind.
We were having a difficult time walking against the wind.
The wind was pushing against us, and we felt the force of it pressing against us. Along the way, burnt leaves. We laughed when a garbage can lid rolled along and hit John in the leg.
We laughed when the garbage can lid rolled along and hit John in the leg.
We saw another garbage can rolling along the road as if it was alive.
We saw another garbage can rolling along the road as if it was alive.
Everything was moving because of the wind.
Everything was moving because of the wind. Everything was moving. Everything was moving because of the wind.
Then the funniest thing happened.
Then the funniest thing happened.
I wasn't paying any attention.
I wasn't paying any attention.
And a paper bag came flying up the street toward us.
And a paper bag came flying up the street toward us. I wasn't paying any attention, and the paper bag came flying up the street toward us.
It hit me right in the face and covered my whole face. At first, I didn't know what had happened.
At
I was blinded.
I was blinded. I was blinded.
I couldn't see where I was going.
I couldn't see where I was going.
I stopped and held out my hands.
I stopped and held out my hands.
When I stopped, the bag fell off my face.
When I stopped, the bag fell off my face.
I looked at John.
I looked at John.
He was laughing very hard.
He was laughing very hard.
He was laughing so hard that tears were rolling down his cheeks.
He was laughing so hard that tears was rolling down his cheeks.
He said that I looked very funny with a brown paper bag stuck to my face.
She said that I look very funny with a brown paper bag stuck to my face.
I started to laugh too.
I started to laugh too.
Laughed about it all the way to school.
We laughed about it all the way to school. We laughed about it all the way to school.
John said that he wished he had a camera.
John said that he wished he had a camera. John said that he wished he had a camera.
He would have taken a picture of me with a bag on my face.
He would have taken a picture of me with a bag on my face.
Advice.
Advice.
Sometimes my mother gives me advice.
Sometimes my mother gives me advice.
She tells me to save my money for a rainy day.
She tells me to save my money for a rainy day.
She says that I should eat my vegetables if I want to be strong when I grow up.
She says that I would eat my vegetables if I want to be strong when I grow up.
She says that you reap what you sow.
She says that you reap what you sow.
I didn't know what that one meant, so I asked her. She said that if you are good to people, they will be good to you.
She said that if you are good to people, they will be good to you. She said that if you are good to people, they will be good to you. They will be good to you.
If you do bad things, then bad things will come back to you.
If you do bad things, then bad things will come back to you. If you do bad things, then bad things will come back to you.
My mother is always giving me advice.
My mother is always giving me advice.
She says that a penny saved is a penny earned.
She says that a penny saved is a penny earned. She says that a penny saved is a penny earned.
I am still thinking about that one.
I am still thinking about that one. I am still thinking about that one.
Some of these things are difficult to understand.
Some of these things are difficult to understand. Some of these things are difficult to understand.
My mother is very wise.
My mother is very wise.
She says that she has learned from her mistakes.
She says that she has learned from her mistakes.
She tells me that she would like me not to make mistakes.
She tells me that he would like me not to make mistakes. She tells me that he would like me not to make mistakes.
But she says that everyone does make mistakes.
But she says that everyone does make mistakes, but she says that everyone does make mistakes.
The important thing is that we learn from our mistakes.
The important thing is that we learn from our mistakes.
My mother says that nobody is perfect.
My mother says that nobody is perfect. My mother says that nobody is perfect.
My mother tells my sister that time is precious. My sister wastes time, and my mother doesn't like that.
My sister wastes time, and my mother doesn't like that.
My mother tells me to be true to myself.
My mother tells me to be true myself. My mother tells me to be true to myself.
She says that I should not follow the crowd.
She says that I would not follow the crowd. She says that I would not follow the crowd.
I should listen to my own conscience and do what I think is right.
I would listen to my own conscience and do what I think is right. I would listen to my own conscience and do what I think is right.
She says that it doesn't matter if you fail at something. The important thing is that you try.
She says that it doesn't matter if you fall at something. The important thing is that you try.
If you've done your best, then that is all that matters.
If you've done your best, that is all that matters. If you've done your best, then that is all that matters.
I listen to my mother.
I listen to my mother.
I think she gives very good advice.
I think he gives very good advice. I think he gives very good advice.
My mother has a lot of common sense.
My mother has a lot of common sense.
I hope I am as wise as she is when I have children of my own.
I hope I am as wise as she is when I have children of my own. I hope I am as wise as she is when I have children of my own.
Sometimes I wish that she would not give me so much advice.
Sometimes I wish that he would not give me so much advice.
I think that I know what I'm doing.
I think that I know what I'm doing. I think that I know what I'm doing.
But in the end, I always remember what she has said.
But in the end, I always remember what he has said. But in the end, I always remember what she has said.
And I try to live by the standards that she has set for me.
And I try to live by the standards that she has set for me. And I try to live by the standards that she has set for me.
Take the advice that your parents give you.
Take the advice that your parents give you. Take the advice that your parents give you.
They only have your best interests at heart.
They only have your best interests at heart. They only have your best interests at heart. They only have your best interests at heart.
A trip to the hospital.
A trip to the hospital.
I have to get my tonsils out.
I have to get my tonsil out.
I'm not really happy about it, but I'm tired of being sick and having sore throats.
I'm not really happy about it, but I'm tired of being sick and having sore throat.
I have to go to the hospital 2 hours before my surgery. My mother will go with me.
My mother will go with me. My mother will go with me.
The nurses will take my temperature and check my blood pressure.
The nurses will take my temperature and check my blood pressure.
They will make sure that I am ready for my operation.
They will make sure that I'm ready for my operation. They will make sure that I'm ready for my operation.
I will be dressed in a white gown and I will be wheeled down the hall to the operating room.
I will be dressed in a white gown. I will be dressed in a white gown, and I will be wheeled down the hall to the operating room. I will be dressed in a white gown, and I will be wheeled down the hall to the operating room.
I can't have anything to eat or drink for a long time before my surgery. My mother will walk down the hall with me.
My mother will walk down the hall with me.
Then she will wave goodbye as they wheel me into the operating room.
Then she will wave goodbye. Then she will wave goodbye as they wheel me into the operating room.
The doctor and the nurses will be busy in the operating room.
The doctor and the nurses will be busy in the operating room. The doctor and the nurses will be busy in the operating room.
They will be getting ready to perform my surgery.
They will be getting ready to perform my surgery. They will be getting ready to perform my surgery.
The doctor will say hello to me and tell me that he is going to put me to sleep.
The doctor will say hello to me and tell me that he's going to put me to sleep.
He will put something into my arm.
He will put something into my arm.
He will tell me to count backwards from 10.
He will tell me to count backwards from 10.
I think that I will only say 10, 9, and then I will be fast asleep.
I think that I will be only say 10, 9, and then I will be fast asleep.
I won't be awake for the surgery.
I won't be awake for the surgery.
When I wake up, I will be surprised that the surgery is over.
When I wake up, I will be surprised that the surgery is over. When I wake up, I will be surprised that the surgery is over.
My throat will hurt and I probably won't feel very good.
My throat will hurt, and I probably won't feel very good.
My mother will be there with me.
My mother will be there with me.
The nurses will give me a drink and try to make me comfortable.
The nurses will give me a drink and try to make me comfortable.
I won't be in the hospital overnight.
I won't be in the hospital overnight. I won't be in the hospital overnight.
I will go home later in the day.
I will go home later in the day.
My parents will have to make sure that I have a lot to drink.
My parents will have to make sure that I have a lot to drink. My parents will have to make sure that I have a lot to drink.
I can't eat any hard foods or they will hurt my throat.
I can't eat any hard food or they will hurt my throat. I can't eat any hard foods or they will hurt my throat.
I will sleep a lot because I will not feel very well for a couple of days.
I will sleep a lot because I will not feel very well for a couple of days. I will sleep a lot. I will sleep a lot because I will not feel very well for a couple of days.
It won't take long before I recover from my surgery.
It won't take a long before I recover. It won't take a long before. It won't take a long before I recover from my surgery.
Sometimes we need surgery to make us feel better.
Sometimes we need surgery to make us feel better. Sometimes we need surgery to make us feel better.
Hospitals can be a bit frightening, but the doctors and nurses are very nice, and their job is to make you better.
But the doctor and nurses are very nice, and their job is to make you better. But the doctor and the nurses are very nice, and their job is to make you better.